Ever walk into a party, feel everyone's vibe within 30 seconds and think, nope, not my scene, then head home to journal about world peace? Same. If this sounds familiar, you might be an INFJ, the rarest Myers Briggs type. Grab your latte and let's see if these 15 everyday clues call you out. You might struggle to explain this super sense without sounding dramatic, so you usually keep it quiet. Maybe you've even labeled too sensitive or an old soul more times than you can count. Your playlist is 80% lo-fi beats because full lyrics sometimes feel intrusive. And yes, you often rehearse entire conversations in your head hours before they happen, just in case. If you're nodding already, you're in the right place. And you feel feels that aren't yours. Your coworker walks in wearing a smile, but you sense a storm cloud. 10 minutes later, they admit their cat's sick. Called it. You're basically an emotional Wi-Fi hotspot. You clock micro shifts in posture, that tiny hitch in a good morning, and instantly know something's off. Friends joke you should start a side hustle reading auras. You've texted, "Hey, just checking on you," before your bestie even realized she needed to vent. Crowded subway? You soak up the whole carriage's vibe and feel drained by the next stop. You're first to celebrate silent victories. You feel their joy long before the announcement. Downside, you sometimes confuse other people, so anxiety with your own, and wonder why you yatter suddenly restless. Empathy dial set to ultra-sensitive, both superpower and battery hog. You daydream in 4K. While friends binge Netflix, you're scripting future episodes of your life, career moves, book ideas, how you'd redesign the city bus system. Your imagination could charge rent. Plot twists pop while you're doing dishes. You invent perfect comebacks for arguments that have not happened, and storyboard a documentary about your cat before breakfast. You picture the exact lighting in your future reading nook, the font on your yet-to-be-written novel, and the playlist for its inevitable movie adaptation. Standing in line, you casually redesign the grocery store layout. One song on repeat launches a 5-season character arc about the singer's fictional life. A mention of Portugal? You quietly calculate itineraries, packing cubes, Airbnb ratings, and captions. You've mentally rehearsed your TED Talk, twice, with different outfits. Every blank notebook already contains a secret universe. Friends call it spacing out. You call it pre-production. Snapping back to reality feels like leaving the cinema with popcorn still in hand. Low-key, high drive. You quietly grind on a passion project till 2 a.m., then hand in something flawless. No boast, no drama. Coworkers ask, "When did you do all that?" You shrug. "Oh, just last night." You finish tasks while everyone else complains about being busy. You keep a secret progress spreadsheet instead of tweeting your hustle. Weekends become side quests, basic Korean, coding an app, reorganizing the bookshelf by vibe. Surprise people with results, skip the play-by-play. When others pull an all-nighter, they want a medal. For you, it's Tuesday. Real reward, watching your vision click into place. You post the finished project, disappear back into your cave before applause. Where do you find the time? Follows you everywhere. Truth, scroll less, create more. You still answer with a casual smile. Bragging would kill the magic. Decisions, values, not vibes. Whether it's which job to take or which taco place to try, your gut asks, does this align with my values? If it's meh, you're out, no matter how good the salsa. You Google a brand's labor practices while friends are halfway through their burrito. You'll skip dessert rather than support shady ethics. People think you're picky. Really, you're principled. Your cart sits abandoned because that item isn't sustainably sourced. Ingredient labels read like plot twists. Even your playlist must uplift, not degrade. Friends tease you for overthinking. You call it conscious living. It takes longer to decide, yet you sleep better knowing your moral GPS approved. When you finally say yes, you're all in. No regrets. No second guessing. Crowd battery, 10%. 30 minutes at a loud bar, drains you faster than your phone on 3G. Music thumps. Someone yells your name, and your social battery hits red. You scan for exits while nursing overpriced seltzer. Background chatter feels like static in your skull. Smile lagging like bad Wi-Fi. Give you a deep one-on-one over chai and a comfy couch? Words flow, ideas spark. 4-hour TED salon. You leave floating, not fried. Friends swear you're two people, crowd mode versus connection mode. Ever faked a bathroom break just to breathe in silence? That's INFJ power-saving software. Perfectionist playlist. You all tweak a Canva slide an hour because the teal isn't a tea hopeful enough. Friends hit send. You hit edit. Again. 3 brand palettes and none feel right. You've spent more time naming Google Drive folders than most spend on resumes. Secret Pinterest board, color vibes, 600 pins and counting. One misaligned icon physically itches until fixed. Zoom to 400% to nudge a shape 1 pixel left, then right. Done is better than perfect, gives you hives. You'll trade sleep for symmetry, but the result looks like a small agency budget. Every detail whispers confidence. Gut GPS Google Maps says left. Intuition says right. Intuition wins 9 times out of 10. Weird vibes from a cafe? Skip it. 1 week later, awful reviews. Friends joke you're psychic. You call it pattern recognition on steroids. You avoid streets at night, then read about burglaries there. A project feels off. You pause, later find a decimal error. 1 coffee chat and you know if someone's soul crew or an energy vampire. Red flags appear in 3D. Ignoring them is impossible. Intuition saved you from sketchy Craigslist deals and awkward Tinder dates. Override it and regret follows. Never again. Deluxe inner world. Saturday, rearranging Spotify playlists for moods no one else names. Outside, stillness. Inside, IMAX Premiere. Inner dialogue has background music and subtitles. You storyboard vacation trailers before flights are booked. A walk to the store turns into a quest narrative. In boring meetings, you mentally redecorate the room. People think you're zoning out. You're solving interstellar politics in a universe invented at 12. Dreams feel like binge-watching an unknown series. New episode nightly. You buy journals because each deserves its own storyline. Snapping back to reality feels like landing at the wrong airport. Built-in therapist mode. Strangers on trains tell you their life story, and you enjoy it. 1 question and they say, "No one's ever asked me that." Baristas remember you because you remember their dog's name. Unofficial therapist of every group chat. People start with, "I've never told anyone this," weekly. You offer a metaphorical weighted blanket, hold space, leave lighter than they do. Your advice begins with a question, not a prescription. You know when silence is better than solutions. Sometimes you forget your own struggles because you're busy listening. You'd keep this power, maybe with a mute button in airports. Small talk, hard pass. Crazy weather, huh? Brain power's down. Childhood dreams or AI ethics, batteries back in. You rehearse polite weather lines, abandon them mid-sentence. Elevator silence is bliss. Small talk is torture. You'd rather discuss existential dread than parking. Networking feels like ping pong with deflated balls. Mental deck of deep questions deemed too intense for first impressions. When someone cuts to real talk, you light up. You faked phone calls to dodge hallway chit-chat. Pivot small talk to big talk. What's inspiring you lately? And relish the surprise. Privacy Fort Knox. You can know someone a year before they learn your middle name. Hearts of VIP lounge. Guest list only. You share memes faster than feelings. Diary password tougher than online banking. Oversharers make you clutch invisible pearls. Strategic deflection through humor when people probe. Trust grows in crockpot hours, not microwave minutes. Social media knows your latte art, not your love life. Personal truths drop like rare coins. Secretly crave being deeply understood by exactly 3 people. Mission. Job title. Paycheck is nice, but if work doesn't help people or planet, You're scrolling LinkedIn by week 2. You ask, who does this really serve in budget meetings? Resume reads like a nonprofit sampler. Volunteering is therapy. Offers weighed by impact statement, not salary. Just business makes your eye twitch. Quit gigs faster than most quit bad coffee when ethics clash. Dream of a social enterprise with rescue dogs and community gardens. KPIs excite only when counting lives improved. Modest pay with meaning beats big bucks and boredom. Feelings on max volume. That song hits. You're in tears before the chorus. Movies, waterworks. Highs are ecstatic, art next level. Goosebumps in the cereal aisle. Mute cringe comedy. Secondhand embarrassment hurts. Playlist jumps from Phoebe Bridgers to Lizzo in 2 minutes. Schedule feeling breaks like coffee breaks. Fictional characters and stray dogs tap the same heartstrings. People love your passion but worry about the roller coaster. Life in 4K emotion beats grayscale monotony. Serial idealist. You believe workplaces can be compassionate, politics honest, serial crunchy. Maybe naive, definitely INFJ. Pinterest board, better world starter pack. Cynicism feels like shoes 2 sizes small. Email eco-friendly office tips to the CEO. Friends roll eyes at your belief meetings can end on time. See potential in rusty bikes, scrapped ideas, overlooked people. When reality flops, draft plans B, C, D until hope respawns. Motivational quotes are your Pokemon. Catch 'em all. Optimism may dent, never shatter. Unicorn Club member. Less than 1% test INFJ. If crowds make you feel alien, remember aliens have the best tech. Meeting another INFJ is like spotting a shiny Pokemon. You exchange memes fast. Most mispronounce your type. You let it slide. Personality tests are guilty pleasure. Dog-eared MBTI books line your shelf. Sometimes you say, I'm just introverted, to avoid cognition stack explainers. Stats say 1%, yet your friend circle collects the set. Rare badge feels cool until gatherings trigger cosmic loneliness. INFJ door slam memes hit home. When called mysterious, you half smile. You're just selective. Unicorns aren't hiding. They're busy building rainbows elsewhere. Quick recap. Empath radar, visionary brain, crowd drain, perfection streak. Sound familiar? Tick off your matches. Maybe you hit 4 and thought, maybe 10 and whispered, I've been exposed. Personality's a playlist, not one track. Even a handful of clues puts you in rare air territory. Double digits? Welcome to the INFJ lounge. Introvert snacks left, idea whiteboards right. Self-awareness is a journey. Today's insight blooms into tomorrow's superpower. Share your score in the comments. Let's see how many unicorns hide in plain sight. On the fence? Tests can confirm your hunch. How many clues hit home? Drop your number or a unicorn emoji in the comments. Smash like, subscribe for more personality deep dives, and protect that precious INFJ battery. Curious where you truly land? Take a free MBTI-style test on 16 personalities or Truity and see if the results match your tally. Screenshot your type and post it below. We'll compare journeys. Remember, tests are tools, not labels. Use them to understand, not limit, yourself. Got a friend who reads the room before it shifts? Share this video. They might discover their INFJ too. Your stories fuel future episodes, so keep the conversation rolling. Thanks for hanging out in this rare corner of the internet. Stay visionary, stay empathetic, and see you in the next MindShift adventure.